Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to this video. I wanted to speak to you guys in this video about the fact that India has been named one of the most dangerous countries in the world for women. I mean, the most dangerous country. I mean, beyond the US, beyond Colombia, beyond all those other countries where I imagine were more or as dangerous as India, India has been named the most dangerous for women. Obviously, being an Indian and being a female, I was sad about that because India is such a beautiful country, especially to visit and to spend some time in. And I had so much fun when I went a few years ago traveling through India and seeing all the beauty that is in India. And I traveled as a single female. I did not have any friends with me. I didn't have a guy with me. And yes, at times I did feel like it was a little dangerous because I did deal with a lot of sexual harassment. I did deal with a lot of people touching me without touching me inappropriately without even knowing me. I'd be sitting in the bus and I'd feel like a hand creeping down my shoulder. I was like, what is this, right? And unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, I was strong enough to deal with it, and I was strong enough to realize, okay, this is just a temporary thing. It's worth it to see what India has to offer. And I was there for 6 months, and I traveled a lot. I met a lot of people. I saw almost all of India, a lot of India, and a lot of the India parts that I wanted to see. And I was so grateful for the opportunity. But I know as time is going on, and I hear more and more things in the news about India and about all the gang rapes and all the horrendous things that are going on in India, I know that it's becoming more and more dangerous for women to be in India in general. It is just becoming more and more dangerous to be a female in India. It doesn't really matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how many clothes you put on. It doesn't matter how much you cover yourself up. It doesn't matter, anything. It doesn't matter anymore. As long as you're female, you're going to be persecuted and harassed by the guys that are around. Not only that, but it's not that, sometimes when I'd be traveling, there'd be one guy who'd be harassing me, but there'd be three more who'd be protecting me and making sure that I was fine, right? Or families that would come up to me and sit next to me and say, are you traveling by yourself? Are you? Okay, cool. Just travel with us. Just be with us, and they'll take care of you. We'll make sure that you're safe, right? And so that would happen to me all the time, that people would come up to me and they would take care of me. They'd protect me because I was by myself, and they knew that that I am, I might need protection. Also because I'm tall and very conspicuous when I go travel in India, obviously. Because I'm fairer and taller, and the way I dress sometimes is not the same way as women dress there. So that's all right, I was protected. But I always felt safe because I knew that not everyone in the group was going to be harassing me. There might be one or two, but the rest of them are good, and they would be taking care of me. But now, the more I hear on the news and I see the videos that are popping up about India and women and harassment, I'm noticing that it's not just one person who does it. Actually, it's a gang of guys who come in, and everyone in the gang is kind of like going together and becoming and harassing the girl. Not only just one person, but dozens of men, or a lot of them together. So you might be traveling a bus together, and all the men in there are harassing you, not just one, and there is no one who's protecting you anymore. Now, all of this to say that I want to say that yes, India might be the most dangerous country in the world for women, but only certain parts of it. As always, there are only certain parts of it that are dangerous. I traveled to Kerala a couple of years ago, and it's so safe there. I love Kerala. It's in the southern part of India, and everyone over there was very respectful. No one bothered me at any point in time. There's a 100% literacy rate in Kerala of women and men, which means that everyone's really highly educated, and they're not ignorant. They're not they don't have that kind of tendency. They'll come up to you and they'll be interested in you and they'll talk to you and ask you questions, but never for a moment did I feel uncomfortable. Yes, they will stare at you because they're confused by us. We go in there and we don't look like everyone else, and we look different, and we dress differently, and we're doing different things, and they're wondering, okay, what is this person? Why do they live like that? Who are they? Where are they from? So it's just curiosity. It's not like they are looking at you because they want to rape you or anything. Hopefully. I mean, that's what I imagined. That's what I felt. I didn't feel unsafe. The same thing with parts of Mumbai. I know it's a very big city, but Mumbai, I've been told by girls who live there, women who live there, that's one of the safest cities in the world. It is so safe to be, even in the middle of the night, you can walk around by yourself. It's absolutely safe. Delhi, on the other hand, is not so safe. Actually, it's one of the places I would not go visit at all. I don't care what's in there. It's also really polluted. It's really dirty. But I really just wanted to share this video with you guys because yes, India can be dangerous. But I really, as an Indian and as a female, as a as an originally born in India person, I wanted to make sure that you guys realize that there is a lot of beauty in India too. There's a lot of good stuff in India, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it, especially as females, because women always ask me, they're like, "Oh, you're from India? Do you think I could go travel there?" I'm like, yes, of course you can. It's just you have to be, first of all, really careful. Make sure there's always people around you. Make sure there's always a family around you. And also, make sure that the places you're going to are vetted by someone else, right? So don't go to Delhi. Just don't go there. Avoid it completely. As if you're traveling into it or if you're flying in there, make sure that you're careful with the people that you trust. Make sure that you take precautions when you get into a taxi. Make sure that you get their phone number or like their information. As long as you are, as long as you're there, you just have to be a little bit more vigilant. It's not just like traveling in Thailand, it's so easy, or traveling in Canada, which is so easy. You never have to worry about anything, right? It's not like that. You have to be extra vigilant. You have to be extra alert all the time. But because of that's just like a sacrifice that you have to make in order for the fact that you be able to see all this beauty. There's so much beauty in India. There's so much to see. I'm originally from Rajasthan, and I think Jaipur, Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, all those places in Rajasthan are absolutely the most beautiful places in the world. And I want all my female friends in the world to go see it. All the females in the world to be able to go see all these beautiful places without feeling like they're gonna be afraid for their life. I was never afraid for my life when I went there, and I know that if you're careful with the kind of places you go to, and if you're careful with the people that you surround yourself with, just take normal precautions or extra precautions that you would never think about taking back home, ever. I would never think about taking those precautions, right? For example, if you're in a train station, make sure you go to the women's only area and you're hanging around the women's area. There's always, in every train station, there's an area where you can go to and you can hang out with all the women, and there's a guard there making sure that no one harasses the women in there, and it's protected, right? Every train station has that because a lot of the women in India know that if they were just walking around outside, they would be harassed by men, or they might get stares, or they just don't want to be uncomfortable like that, so they'll just go to the women's only. There's always a women's only compartment also in all of the trains, right? A lot of them are also full with people, right? So sometimes it's hard to get on them, but there are women only compartments. If you are in a train station or a bus, make sure you find some other woman who's traveling by herself or a family, and just tell them, I'm by myself, can I just hang out with you? A lot of them will speak English, and if they don't, they'll find someone, and they'll always take care of you if you're by yourself. They'll give you your food, they'll give you their food, they'll give you everything. They just want to take care of people. They're kind, as everyone in the world is, right? If you're walking around, don't walk around by yourself at night. It's not similar to Canada or the US. You can't walk around by yourself at night, except if it's Mumbai, where a lot of women walk around by themselves at night, or they're walking around in groups. Just be careful with that kind of stuff. Just don't do stupid things. Just don't put yourself into danger like that. But I did want to do this video because I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that it's not absolutely the most unsafe place to go. Actually, it can be very safe depending on the spot that you choose, right? So just be careful of that, and just don't let the media influence you. I know the mass media has a tendency to sensationalize these kind of news items, right? And so now hundreds of women who were wanting to go to India are not going to go to India anymore, and I feel that's a shame because it's absolutely one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It has so much diversity, so much to explore, so much good food, so many beautiful spots, a lot of culture. So many beautiful buildings there are thousands of years old, thousands and thousands of years old. I went to this specific place that was from the Harappan culture, which is 5,000 years old, and I was able to walk around and see the buildings and the sewage system and all that, and I was marveling at the technology that they had back then, the brains and the technology, and I was amazed by it, and so I don't want you guys to miss out on all that culture, all that history, all of that food. I mean, oh my God, the food, right? So just be careful. Don't listen to the mass media. Just ignore them as much as possible. Try to, and be careful. Absolutely, I don't want to be the reason why you guys get into trouble in India, but just follow certain rules, and you will be able to travel in India as safely as possible, right? As safely as it might be in the US or Canada or the UK. Okay? And sometimes, those countries have a lot of sexual harassment as well. So, I think in general, being a woman right now is a little bit dangerous because there's a lot of that stuff in the world, unfortunately. But don't let that deter you from visiting India. India is beautiful, and I really want you guys to visit India because I don't want you guys to miss out. It's beautiful, beautiful, amazing. I love it. I loved all my times that I visited there, and I travel all the time by myself in India, all the time. I've traveled. I go visit family obviously because that's a given. But I always, whenever I'm traveling, I'm always on my own. I don't have any friends that come with me, and I do it on my own. And I feel, as long as I take those precautions, as I said, I feel safe enough. And I know that's the price that I have to pay in order to be in that beautiful country. Okay, I hope that this makes sense to you guys. I hope I've been able to explain myself to you guys. I'm always here if you guys have any questions about traveling to India, if you're thinking about it. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.